Right stanza will automatically add a calculation grid to every room for horizontal illuminance calculations at the work plane. If you also need to consider vertical illuminance in the same calculation, you can add vertical grids. To start, you'll want to create an interior view that shows the vertical surfaces of interest. You can do this by right-clicking on the horizontal grid, and then use View Location in 3D to set a camera facing the interior of the room. Once you have a 3D view created that shows the vertical surfaces or walls of interest, you can use the Add button on the Calculation Grids panel and select From Surface to attach points to the walls. Be sure to also give them a descriptive name as you go for more clear reporting. Once you've added points to the first two walls, you may find it helpful to switch out of selection mode into look around mode to more easily get a perspective of the remaining surfaces. So look around mode, you can just kind of rotate and create points for the east wall. And then return back to look around mode once again to get a better visualization of the south wall. And finally add the last calculation grid. With the vertical grids created, you may also find it beneficial to add them to a statistical group to aggregate the statistics in the report. To do that, you can switch to the Grid Groups tab on the Calculation Grids panel and create a group. Now with the walls group created, you can return back to the Calculation Grids tab, and then each individual grid can be assigned to that group. You just use the Edit option and then do Select Group. You can assign each one to the walls group. Skipping, of course, the horizontal grid, which should be kept separate for statistical purposes. And that's it in terms of the required setup. With the calculation grids added to the walls and the groups created, now the only thing left to do is start a grid analysis to see the results. Now reviewing the report for the completed calculation by selecting the clipboard icon under the calculation card, we can see a report that shows the statistical area summary for each of the vertical calculation surfaces we created, as well as aggregated statistics for the entire walls group. You can also review these results back in the model itself by clicking View in 3D to see the calculation points on each of the vertical surfaces.